Okay, well, hey neighbors, and welcome to the shed shop and part 2 of the STIHL MS462 assembly. I've had to go back. I had a bolt break, and so I had to resplit my case and put Loctite on my screws to get it right. So the next thing we're going to do is install our cylinder. If I can ever find my damn knife, we got to trim back our gasket just a little bit in this one spot and up front. A lot of times that's the case when you put a new gasket on. Okay, so we got a new metal gasket here, and we're just going to use again some gasket dressing just to help it seal. Okay, so we'll just put a little bit of this on here. Very thin coat, don't need much. Okay, very thin coat, doesn't have to be pretty. Okay, and then we'll just try and get some of our excess up here, on the inside here. Okay, go ahead and put our gasket on. Okay, press that down. We'll let that stuff dry up for a moment while we got to take our piston rings. The new ones actually got put on the new piston, or the old piston. This job wasn't started by me, so we're going to take our piston rings and switch them over. Maybe. Again, everything's got to be a nightmare in my life. Of course, this thing's fucking stuck now. What a shocker. Yeah, it's completely stuck, and I don't want to break it. There we go, because I don't have another set. It just does not want to come out. This is my life, though. There we go, there's one. And this piston seems okay, but since we got a new piston, we're just going to go ahead and use it. Okay, there's our second ring. We do have a new bearing and wrist pin, so we'll use those with new clips. Okay. Hopefully get some of these tools out of our way here. Like I said, I didn't start this job. This saw was kind of semi-taken apart when I got it. So here's our new piston. Go ahead and put our rings on there. We'll clean them up a bit. Okay, make sure we don't have any little tiny carbon killers hiding to seek, kill, and destroy our chainsaw cylinder and piston. Okay, so we'll just wipe those off on the inside and outside and the edges here. Get all 4 edges. Okay, and then we'll put these on our new piston, making sure we put them with the groove up for our locator pins. Okay, there's that one. Nice snug fit. I like it. Okay, there's that. And then I've got this specialty tool to install my clips, which is nice. I'm going to go ahead and do my clutch side first, because it's easier to access the flywheel side after the piston is on the saw. Okay, so you've got your arrow here, which faces your exhaust, so that makes this our clutch side. Put our gap down here. Push that into place, and then make sure it's set in its groove properly. It did. We'll go ahead and take our bearing, put a little 2-stroke oil on it if we can find it. Okay, just to make sure our bearing is oiled up to start of its life. Okay, there we are. Put that in. Okay, there's that. Now we'll go ahead and put our piston on. Why do I have another crankshaft seal? Must have extras somehow. I don't know why I have 3. It must have come with an extra one. I didn't notice that though, because I've got both my seals in. They were both red. Okay, so now we'll put this piston on here. Go ahead and take our wrist pin. What did we do with that? Our new wrist pin we just had. Here it is. Just everything's a mess, you guys. My life is just a mess right now. Fighting overwhelming depression. Just severe depression I'm fighting lately. It's been a struggle. That actually seems really tight. So once we get this on, we're going to check it because it just seems tight. There we go. Maybe we just had it a little bit crooked. Now it's nice and smooth. We use our drift here to push our piston wrist pin all the way in. Okay, it is moving good. No play. Good. Okay, we'll take our second clip. Go ahead and put that on. And that gasket dressing, there's a forever debate on whether you need that or not. Like I said, service manual says if it's available to use it. And so I'll use it. It also helps your gasket stay in place, so it can really be your friend. Okay, that clips in good. Okay, now we're just going to take our cylinder and we're going to clean it a little bit here. Okay, there is an A and B on this crankcase. This one is a little bit different here. You can see on this one we have a slightly different setup here. Okay, there's a rise here in the back, which is broken off the flywheel side, but we don't have that on this one. And on this one there's a rise in the front right here, but we don't have that on this one. But the mechanic at the dealer said to roll with it. It should work fine with this cylinder and everything. So that's what we're doing. He's the boss. I do what he says when I'm working on his shit. Oops, wrong product. We don't want to use STIHL on our gasket there. Just going to use a little bit of this. Okay. Again, just very thin coat. It's just to seal micro crevices if there are any formed when you put your gasket together with your cylinder, with your cylinder and your crankcase. So just a little coating. You don't need much. Okay. Then we'll grab a ring compressor here. You can use the screwdriver tip, but this works easier for me usually. Okay. Put that ring compressor on there to compress our rings for us. We'll put it down just enough so it's at the top of our ring, but we have space to start our cylinder onto our piston. Okay. Put that on there. We'll take our cylinder, hold our piston in place. Okay. And it did not work. Gotta go for another shot here. You usually use a piston rest that you set your piston down on, a little plastic thing that goes in between your, or slides onto your crankshaft arm there. But I don't always use it. This usually works out. But for some reason we're having struggles, and I don't know why. Can't see what the problem is. My ring's all the way compressed. Okay, it's in the right location. It's where it needs to be. You know what, let's go ahead and put some 2-stroke oil in this. And that might help. Should have oiled it anyways. Okay, just a light coat. Just a light coat to help lubricate everything, make it slide together proper, hopefully. Okay, 5th time's the charm, right? Okay, that is all together now. I don't know what the issue is here. Don't know why it won't go on. I'm just having all kinds of struggles. But again, this is my life all day, every day, and that's why I'm depressed and stay in bed a lot. Because it's discouraging to come out here and try and work when everything goes wrong. And there's no joy in it because everything is just a fighting nightmare. Okay, there we are. Slide that off. Go ahead and push our piston in a little bit more. And we can go ahead and push it down. Okay, I have new cylinder bolts here that we'll use. Actually, those are case bolts. See, this is the problem. I get a saw with all the hardware mixed up. I don't know what goes to what, and I'm not familiar with this saw. I don't know which bolts are our cylinder bolts, honestly. I don't know if it's going to be these longer ones, or we have some that are slightly shorter right here, which I think might be it. It'd be 1, 2, 3. So we have several different sizes here. I don't know what goes to what, unfortunately, because this is how I received the saw. So we've got those 4 there, but we've also got 4 of these. Okay, there's a 5th there, but that's going to be for our crankcase. And that's also a long one. That's actually thicker than anything, so I don't know what that goes to. I don't know what none of these bolts go to. That might be our recoil bolts there. That one's kind of collared there. Okay, got all kinds of different stuff here. I don't know what's what, unfortunately. I'm guessing these are going to be our cylinder bolts, so that's what we're going to roll with and hope it's right. We'll go ahead and snug one down, or snug 2 corners down, and see if they go in all the way, and if they hit anything that wants to stop them. Sorry guys, I know this video is not the best, but I haven't had a lot of footage for you guys lately, and I'm just trying to get some footage and then hopefully get motivated to edit for you guys, because I haven't wanted to edit lately. I haven't felt like it. I don't know why. I'm just in a rut. Yeah, that's definitely not our cylinder bolt. It's way too thin. So that's incorrect. We have 1 thick bolt. I don't know which bolts go to our cylinder, damn it. Just don't know, but that's not it. No, it won't come out properly. I only have 1 thick bolt. That's the problem. I only have 1. I don't know what bolts go to our cylinder. I'm going to have to look up an IPL, I guess, unfortunately. So, trying our best here, neighbors. I'm really trying my best. But nothing ever goes successful for me. Everything is a nightmare. Everything is a battle. Everything is fighting. It's just everything is fighting. Those are the same pitch. Same thread. See, these should be our cylinder. There's always 5. I don't know why I have so many screws here. I don't know why I was given so many. But I feel like these thicker ones are our cylinder bolts. But I only have 2 here. There's 3. I feel like that's going to be our cylinder bolts, based on the other ones being too small. But I'm only seeing 3 of them. Maybe this is our 4th. No, it's not. Only seeing 3, neighbors. Only seeing 3. I'm only seeing 3. Got some more hardware over here. Everything is just all a mess. I'm only seeing 3. Ay, ay, ay. I'm only seeing 3, neighbors. Well, first off, let's see if it fits. And then we'll have to leave one off for now until we find it. And if not, I've got hardware. I can just pull one of these. That does feel right. Feels a lot better. Okay. But we've got to find our 4th one. We can't have 3 cylinder bolts. We'll have an air leak. Yep, those are right. Those are correct. Okay, snug those down. Get our 3rd one in here. I'm looking and I don't see the 4th. There's a good chance it's on the dealer's bench somewhere. But for now, I think I'll just pull one. I should have left one out so that I could compare. But I do believe this is the one we need. So he'll just have to pay me the $2 for that screw if I don't find the other one. Damn, allergies are acting up again. Doesn't seem to be until about 3 or 4 in the afternoon that my nose starts running and getting all yellow, snotty, and nasty. And sorry about telling you that, neighbors, but it's just life. Okay, so we'll go ahead and snug these up nice and tight, boot and tight. I probably should have used Loctite. So we probably will end up like we just did with our case, off camera going back and redoing these with Loctite. I'll have to decide. I don't know that they need it. I don't always use Loctite on my cylinder bolts, and I haven't really had any issues when I don't use Loctite, because when I have Permatex base gasket, the Loctite can get into the Permatex and cause a leak. It just kind of causes a fracture like opening in the gasket maker, and it mixes with it and makes it oily. Okay, those feel pretty good. Where are we at on time? 15 minutes. So now we'll go ahead and I'm going to put our flywheel on so that we can check. Ooh, this flywheel is so light. It is composite, pre-keyed. So we'll get all this hardware off of it. I'm going to put it on to make it easier to turn our crankshaft here, so that we can kind of check and make sure the stroke seems good and whatnots. If our flywheel nut will stop being a jerk. I'm looking for my 13 mil, but I don't see it. Here it is. Okay, go ahead and do that. Don't need these crankshaft seal sleeves anymore. There's our 3/4. I'm looking for my adapter to adapt this to the drill, which I also don't see that. Just my bench is a mess. There it is. So I don't recommend using an impact drill like this. It's okay on your clutch and your flywheel, but these composite flywheels, you have to be real careful. We don't want to over tighten it. Okay, and get that set up for when we need our 3/4. Okay, now I'm just going to kind of spin this, and everything feels good. I'm going to look in there, see if our stroke looks right. This saw has a very large combustion chamber, very large. So hopefully that's right. Okay. The next thing we can go ahead and do is, I suppose we can put our muffler on and it won't be in the way of anything. Okay. We did get a new muffler gasket that we'll use. Okay, right here. So let's see, our gasket's going to go, I believe like so. That's a weird gasket. Let's see, nope. This way here, it will go like so. Okay, there we are. And again, I don't know what bolts are what. I'm just kind of guessing here. I had a couple of bolts that I thought might be for the muffler. And we got multiple sizes here. I do believe these are going to be it right here. Okay, so we'll give those a whirl. I actually should have put my T27 on my drill. Makes it a little bit easier on install. So kind of use the drill to snug everything up and then hand tighten it at the end. This is my first 462, so I'm not familiar with this saw at all. It seems our holes don't line up there, so I must have our gasket wrong. Maybe I need to flip it over here, like so. Yep, that seems better. Okay, let's give that a whirl. Just kind of figuring it out as I go, neighbors. Well, I don't love when I get a saw I don't know, kind of half apart. But I need the money, and this dealership does a lot to help me out. They'll allow me to run parts on credit when I don't have money and stuff, and they give me salvage saws sometimes. They're junk saws sometimes. So I really like the mechanic there. He knows who he is. I'm not going to mention him right now on this particular video, but he knows who he is. So shout out to the steel mechanic that subbed this work out to me. Thank you, neighbor. Okay, and then I do believe we'll need these. Let's see. I do believe these are going to be for down here. Oh, are we not lined up? Just slightly out of alignment there. So, don't love that. Take this cover back off. Want it to go in easy most of the way. So we'll just loosen these a bit so that we can get that straight. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in, but I'm going to take them back out. There we go. There we are. That will keep that where it needs to be. I know my impact, you guys, so I really don't recommend using an impact, but with my hands the way they are, sometimes I have to do it this way because I can't properly tighten things down. I can't feel it, and sometimes I break bolts because I can't feel it. So even though I'm risking breaking bolts with my impact, they break just as easily hand turning. So that was a cylinder bolt I had to redo right there. Okay, there's that. Like I said, I do believe this won't impact. That still went a little bit crooked again, but it is what it is. Damn it. Come here, bastard. I hope I'm using the right screws. I don't honestly know. Don't honestly know. I didn't look up the IPL. I should have. Okay, so that's going to do it for part 2 of the MS462 assembly, neighbors. So until next time, be kind to one another. Everyone is facing a battle. I love all you neighbors, even though I really suck at it.